Good evening. I am Ranil, and I will tell you my story a little bit of how I came to this point. So, in the 1990s, I was adopted from Sri Lanka to the Netherlands, and in a great family. The early stage of my life, my parents told me about adoption and that I have birth parents in Sri Lanka. So when they told me this, I thought it was very interesting because we watched a lot of series on television like Spoorloos, and they have beautiful stories also about adoption. So it took my interest, and also I am a great subject because of the nature and nurture thing, and you understand why, I think. So the early stage of my life went great, and together with my dad we did a lot of sports. I tried football, hockey, baseball, everything, and in the end it was not the thing for me. And years went by, and friends of mine told me that there was a breakdance class in a village near my village, and I was like, oh dope, let's try this out. So we went there, and it was very nice to be there, and way before I went breaking I did the turtle freeze, and I already knew this, so I thought, yes, this is it, I go to breakdance. So we did this, and I met a lot of people, and this was very cool to do, and it meant a lot for me for a lot of emotions I could go through with breakdancing. So then in 2004, my dad died, and this was very heavy for me. And then dancing, b-boying, it gave me a lot of peace, and I could a lot of my struggles, I used dancing to go through with my struggles and everything. So then I was 14 when my dad died, so I didn't understand it quite well. But when time goes on, I think in the year 2007 I was 17, and then it hit me. Then suddenly I understand, and I knew what happened, and I got sad and aggressive, and I put all my sadness and aggressiveness again into b-boying, into breaking. So from a little bit of a dark side, I went to a light side that dancing did a lot for me. And the positive side is there is a competition, the longest b-boy move, and because I put all my strength in it, I won like 3 times in a row one competition at IBE, the longest b-boy move flare. So this was a good thing, a bright side on the dark side. And then when time went on, my mother noticed that I was a little bit down, so she saw on Spoorloos, this television series, she saw that people that we knew did a search, so she took contact with these people and came to the same organization, and they started a search to my birth parents, because I was interested in this when I was a little boy, and still was back then. So they started the search, and I was very happy that in the end they found my birth parents. So I was like, yeah, dope. But we have to wait until the test results came in of the DNA tests. And when they came in the end, they were not my birth parents. So it was a little bummer again. But this organization, they went searching, and they go everywhere, and in the end they found my birth mother. So I was like, dope, this is nice. And he said immediately, like, she's very poor. So in origin, this organization built houses. So they say, you have to build a house. And I was like, let me just first go there and meet them and experience everything. So we went there, and I have to tell one thing before we came to this point, is I came back to Sri Lanka like a couple of times. In 2011, I was 11 years old, and for me it was like playing with my age people, friends in the pool, and just being in Sri Lanka and experiencing stuff, but not really seriously. Then when I was 17, we went back, and it came more clearly that there was a difference between growing up in Holland and growing up in Sri Lanka. So then it became more personally, but I didn't understand the stuff quite well. So I was very easy on everything. But then, to come back to the point that I was, then we went to Sri Lanka to see where my real family, where my original family, where my family, birth family lived, yeah. And I saw how they lived, and it was really like a house of branches and clay, golf plate rooftops. They cooked on a campfire, and they had water from a well, and the fish were swimming in it, so they knew it was fresh water, so this was their living. And they slept on the floor with 6 people, and I was like, whoa, and then this hit me. And like I told you, a lot of my struggles, I used dancing to go over it, like stuff and stuff. So this time I wanted to do the same thing. I want to use dancing to work on this struggle. And when I came back to Holland, I went to Dynamo and I said to the people there, like, I want to give an event to raise money for to build a house for my parents. And then we organized this event, and it was, when the time came that the event was, it was really great, because all the Netherlands, from the north, from the south, east, west, even Germany and Belgium came, and there was 11 centimeters of snow, and they still came from Rotterdam, Amsterdam. Like this, for me, what I put into the breaking scene was repaid by this day. So we called it Be a Hero Jam. And we called it Be a Hero Jam because I thought the hero lies in the eyes of the beholder. So people that will come will support me, and they are heroes for me when they support me, but they are at the same time heroes for my own family in Sri Lanka. So it all went great. And in the end, not in the end, but then we went back to Sri Lanka to open the house. I went there myself to open it, and this was a joyful, great time. And I went back a couple of times, like this was 2011, and in 2011, and then I went every year to meet my family, to walk with them, to smell with them, to touch with them, like everything that you can experience. I did this also with them to learn a lot of stuff for myself. Then when not the last time, the second last time I went there, and I noticed something odd, so I was like, something is strange, but I could not quite lay my finger on it. And I went back to the Netherlands, and I thought about it a lot, and then in the end I went back again, so the last time I went. And I went digging about this odd thing, and then I found out that this is not my family. So I was in a dark place, and on that moment I was in the darkest place that I ever been. And the heaviest thing is that I was not with my friends, not with my family, not with my crew that did a lot for me with dancing. So this was very heavy for me. But the beautiful thing is I found a crew in Sri Lanka, and it was the only break dancing crew, b-boy crew in Sri Lanka. So I found them, and just the fact that I could practice with them and release some stuff out of my body, this was really great, but also it was a good exchange, equivalent exchange. I gave them stuff, and they gave me stuff, and the darkest thing that happened was also the lightest thing that happened. So I was very happy, but I was also very sad, but it came together. Then I came back to Holland, and a lot of time went by, and back in 2011, when I gave the first Be a Hero Jam, people said, you can do more with this. It can be greater. And I said, no, because I need a good reason. I will not do this just because I can do this. And now I put a lot of thought in it, and I went back and we organized the second jam, and we called it Be a Superhero Jam, because this time we don't need just the support, we need the knowledge and the power of all people, because now we want to make the scene bigger for a couple of reasons. For me, what dancing did for me is a lot of dark places became more light, so this was great. I hope to give this to the people there. But also, if the scene will grow there, more people and more people will come and do this and have this positive side of life, that you can balance it. But also, Sri Lanka is an island, so it's isolated, and people cannot go easily off the island. And for me, traveling is knowledge, I think this. And I think that if these people can go off the island to another island or another country and get knowledge, they go back and they spread their knowledge again in Sri Lanka. This is for them, but also the breaking scene, it lives on being yourself and putting yourself in it and creating something new. And by adding a whole new country, island gives the scene new vibes, new energy, new knowledge about life that happens there. So I hope I made my story a little bit clear, because I'm very bad in talking and stuff. I think I left some things out, so if you have any questions, just ask me. I can make it more clearer.